Hey guys, welcome to your second spelling lesson this week. We're still looking at the Shun sound, and this is your second, number 2, your dos, your whatever 2 is in another language. Eins, zwei. That's German, by the way. What's French? De. Of course it is. De. Whatever. Number 2. That's what we're looking at this lesson so far. So we're looking at these Shun sounds. Yesterday we looked at tion and cian, if you remember. Verbs into nouns. For tion, if it ended in a T or a TE, the root word, and cian if the root word ended in a C and it was a skill. Okay, these two are very similar to the tion sound because we're looking at root words again, and it's changing these verbs into nouns, and it's whatever that root word ended in. Okay, so there's some rules as to whatever they end in, these are the two that you then use. Okay, so if I put them back inside my table, hopefully you've still got your table from yesterday. If not, pause the video, go get it. Welcome back. Right, now we can start. So the sion, I mean, these two are quite annoying, to be honest, just like the English language always is annoying, because there's just so many rules that go with them. So you just got to try and keep your head on your shoulders. And I mean, I always forget these rules as well, so don't worry about trying to remember them all. You get used to them as you use them quite a lot. So sion, if I remember rightly, it's if the root word ends in an S. So again, it's a verb into a noun. And it's if the root word ends in an S, an SE, a D, or a DE. And I'll stop there, don't worry, that is all. Okay, that's if the root word ends in these letters, then we use sion. So let me give you an example. Over here, if I use the word expand, to expand something. Okay, so I'm looking straight away, it's a verb and I want to change it into a noun. Well, the verb doesn't end in a T or a TE. So I know it's not expansion. I know I'm not going to put TION at the end of it. It does end in a D. So because it ends in a D, I look over here. Oh yes, it's SION that I need to do. But I don't just put the SION, expansion, on there. No. What I do is I drop that D, EXPAND. No, not D. What am I? I'm still thinking the D's there. Drop the D completely, and then you add your SION. Expansion. Okay. Another one we could use is invade. So if I look at the word invade, what does invade end in? It ends in an E. Yes, it does end in an E, but a DE ends in a DEO together. So it is a verb to invade somewhere. It doesn't end in a T or a TE. It ends in a D or a DE. Okay, so we know then it is the SION sound, shun. But again, just like an expansion, we don't just put the SIO on the end. It then becomes invasion. That did sound quite French, didn't it? Invasion or invasion. Okay. Another one, just to try and help us, would then be would it help us though? Confusion. Always when it comes to spellings, anyone in my class can remember. I'm not very good at spellings. Confusion ends in an S or SE. So over here ends in an SE, not TE. So therefore, Now this one, from where the S is, SION, from there, confusion. Okay, so remember, the verb or a noun, if it ends in S, SE, D or DE, then we can go with that. Ooh, I've got a tea delivery from Sarah. Is it tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Oh, happy days. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Say hi to Sarah, everybody. Okay, good.
Hi, kids.
Coffee. Right. The last one then, what we're looking at is the SSION. Now, this is if your root word ends. Where's my orange pen? There we go, because it's in orange. Now, believe it or not, this is if your root word, so again, verb to noun. Oh, not noun. And it's if it ends in a double S, so that's quite helpful because this has got a double S in it. But also randomly, if it's got a mit, a T, okay, I'm going to put mit in there. If it ends in those 3 letters, mit, then it becomes double S sion. Now that becomes quite a bit clearer when we look at some examples on there, but that's what I mean about it getting quite confusing. Where have they got mit from? Crazy. English language, it's annoying, isn't it? Why can't we all just speak one language? I wonder what the world would be like if we all spoke one language. We could all spell everything then. I probably still wouldn't be able to. Anyway, let's have a look at some examples of this one. So, if I look at, do I use that word? Yeah, let's look at the word discussion. So, the root word for discussion is discuss. Ta-da! Now look at what discuss ends in. It's not just an S, so we're not just going to put an sion at the end. It's a double S, okay? So that is where we then have discussion, discussion, the root word ended in a double S. I just took a swig of coffee then, beautiful. Oh, do you know where this cup came from, by the way? I know, a complete sidetrack. But if you remember where my favourite ever place in the whole wide world is, that's where it came from. See if you can tell me that in the comments. Right, another one then. So if we look at confession, okay, confession. So the root word of confession is double S, confess, okay? So not just one S, double S, not a T or a TE, it's not a skill, it's double S, confession. The root word of confession is confess, so therefore confession, 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 okay, double SION. This is where I'm going to use a mit, because if you look at the word transmit, to transmit something, what would the noun be to that verb? Transmit. It would be a transmission. Okay, now look, I've got MIT on the end, that mit there, MIT. So that is where we drop that T, transmit, we drop the T, and we then do the double SION, transmission. Okay, I'm going to do one more example with the mit. So to permit, yeah, to permission. So not to permission. If the word was permission, then my root word there then would be permit, to permit someone to do something. Okay, again, I've got the MIT. So do exactly what I did over here. I drop that T, permit, double SION. Okay, does that make a bit more sense now where that mit's come from? It looked like it was a bit crazy, didn't it? I'm just going to throw something out there, like a rule, but yeah, it's now starting to make sense. So if that's the case then, let's get rid of these so you can't cheat. I'm going to throw some more words out there for you, and you're going to try and put them in the right place on the table, just like we did yesterday. Okay, so the first one then is expression. So go back to that root word. What is the root word of expression? To express. How am I spelling express? With a double S. So therefore, expression, express, would then be double SION. Okay. What about the word extension? Extension. The root word of extension is to extend the D. So therefore I drop that D, extension. Okay. Now the word, yeah, this is quite a hard one. Admission. Think back to that root word. To admit something. To admit. Then I will drop that T and add double SION. And then tension. Now, I made a bit of a mistake here because I've actually just written the root word, tense, with SE. So if it's SE, it would be SION, tension. So therefore, it will go over there. Okay? Right, see if you can find any more of these words. There's loads online. If you just put the these sounds in there and just put shun words or shun words or shun words or shun words, loads of shuns, then you'll come up with a massive list of these words and you can see how they follow that rule. There's obviously, again, for those people in my class, you'll always say this, is obviously then some exceptions to the rule, because we like to make things more complicated than they need to be in the English language. So there's going to be some words that don't follow this rule. Hopefully, though, your spelling test on Friday will be the words that do follow the rule. Okay, there'll be some work to go with this lesson as well. There's going to be some handwriting to do tomorrow, another job for you to do on Thursday, and then finally our spelling test on Friday. Good luck with it. Any questions, then drop them into the comments and see whether or not you can work out where this cup has come from. Bye.